Kimba is in charge. Hi, Kimba.
Hi there, it's me, Kimba. Season 3, Episode 2. I can help. So I'm going to. And I'm hoping that you might be able to as well. In Season 1, Episode 16, it was called Rock You Like a Hurricane. I talked with my colleague, Ed Edwards, about how we, as radio broadcasters, handle hurricanes, especially if we were on the hurricane team, like when we would have to go in, how long we would have to stay, what we would do while we were there, when we were able to leave. It was all of that kind of stuff, how a hurricane works from behind the scenes at a radio station. So this is going to be hopefully a two-parter in that now it's post-Hurricane Ian. And what we also do as radio broadcasters is help with the recoveries and the benefits. And there is a benefit concert coming up October 23rd. It's a Sunday, and it's at Crazy Uncle Mike's in Boca. And I realize not everyone is in the area. However, you can still help if you can. Because we've all, especially if you're in the state, you know somebody who's been affected by a hurricane one way or the other. And this one was pretty much a monster. It's weeks out. By the time we do this benefit, it's going to be close to a month out. And they just recently got a temporary roadway to the Sanibel because the causeway had been washed out in 3 different places. They were able to get that fixed. Still not open to residential traffic, only to recovery crews. So the only way to get there is by boat, by helicopter. So we still don't really know quite the amount of damage that has been done there. And it may not be open into residential vehicles until maybe October 21st. So that's going to be pretty bad when we see what happens there. And Fort Myers Beach was leveled because you had this monster storm, and the right side of a storm is always called the dirty side because that's where all the moisture is getting pulled up in the circulation. And all of that monster storm surge and circulation was shoved onto these islands and inlets and just decimated everything, mostly from the water. Wind handled a lot too, but it was mostly a lot of water damage. So even all these weeks out, you see, if you're not from the area, you see all the weather guys standing in the wind and doing the wind gauges and getting knocked down by tree branches and whatnot. And then as soon as the storm passes, you really don't see them anymore. Well, there's still a lot of stuff. It takes months, sometimes years. I mean, we're still, I've mentioned it before, we're still, South Florida doesn't look the same from Andrew, which was 30 years ago. That's how much landscape and trees were knocked down, that it changed the way South Florida looked, and it's still not fully recovered. And then you had a couple storms in between, which didn't help that much. But this benefit concert, the proceeds are going to go to Neighbors for Neighbors, and they started after Andrew, which you're going to hear me talk about in this clip coming up. And they know what to do. They've got 30 years behind them, and they're based in South Florida. So for us on the radio side, the bands that are playing, the venue that's nice enough to host it, we do our part to get you out there, give you some great live music. It's a great venue. And then they handle taking whatever funds we raise and making sure that they go to the exactly who needs them.
Hey, it's Crazy Uncle Mike, and I'm here with my friend Kimba, who you all probably know from the radio station 105.9 or multiple other stations over the past many years here in Southern Florida. So thank you for being here, Kimba.
Thank you for having me.
Jimmy, thanks for introducing us.
You're welcome, my friend.
Has he propositioned you as many times as he has me?
We'll have to compare notes later. We'll compare notes.
At our event for Neighbors for Neighbors.
Right, for Hurricane Ian benefit concert. And we're going to help out Neighbors for Neighbors, who is going to help out everyone who needs help on the West Coast. As we were talking, if you've lived in Florida for any length of time, you've probably experienced a hurricane or know someone who has. And it was, they were born in 1992 after Hurricane Andrew, which was the first hurricane that hit in my lifetime as a native Miamian. And it was supposed to make a direct hit on the Dade-Broward line. Originally Jupiter, Dade-Broward line, and then they took that jog and took out Homestead. And Neighbors for Neighbors was born. It was at their first event, and we took calls from people who needed help. We took calls from people who wanted to help. And I'm telling you that history because 30 years later, and the 3 hurricanes that have made landfall, which would be Andrew, Wilma, and Irma in the South Florida area, with each one that hits here and elsewhere, they have really honed in what people need Because Andrew, we learned a valuable lesson. So many people were so generous and made all these donations, and a lot of it went to waste because it wasn't what they needed. So what Neighbors for Neighbors does is find out what they need and make sure that's what they get.
So we're not collecting any items. We're collecting money, and we're donating that to Neighbors for Neighbors, and they make sure they procure the right products that are people actually needing for this type of thing.
Because that's where their expertise comes in.
That's even cool, man. Yeah. I mean, because that way it's not wasted energy and wasted time, and you actually make a difference and make an impact. We're doing the event on the 23rd, and we're doing it here on a Sunday night. And Jimmy Robinette and his band was nice enough to put this event together, and they brought 4 great bands. So let's talk about that real quick. So it's Sunday night, the 23rd, starting at...
We open the doors at 4, at 5 o'clock.
At 5 o'clock. Okay. Yeah, but it'll be 5 o'clock. We're rocking and rolling by 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock
Sunday the 23rd. And 4 bands. Let's talk about the 4 bands.
And you've got Styx, and you've got Journey and Boston tribute bands that are going to be there. And then Southern Blood is going to play, Jimmy's band.
And you're going to MC, right?
I am. Got my microphone right here.
There we go. All right, so we're gonna do a challenge too. We're gonna challenge anybody that can beat either one of us in pool. We'll donate an extra $1,000 to the charity for you that night. But the person that's playing us has to play blindfolded.
Oh, that's very funny. You missed your calling.
We're gonna make that donation to anybody that can beat me that night. If you challenge me and you beat me, I'm gonna make a $1,000 donation.
Okay, blindfolded.
Okay. I got something to add. Are you ready?
Come on over here and tell us. Get out of there.
Most important thing that we need. The most important thing we need is donations, auction items. Any businesses, local businesses, restaurants, anywhere in this area. It doesn't even have to be Palm Beach. It could be Broward, Delray, Boca. Any businesses that want to give a certificate, you drop it off right here at Uncle Mike's. We're going to auction it off, raffle it off. We have a goal to meet, and these people are suffering over there. People are homeless. There's children, kids, families, elderly people don't have their medications. It all sucks, and they got completely wiped out. The reason for this event is to raise money. Yes, it's going to be nice to have great live bands, but at the end of the day, it's about the dollar and it's about the donation. So please, please, if you find it in your heart, doesn't matter if it's $1, $5, $10, whatever it may be, find it in your heart to donate and try to be here on that Sunday, October 23rd. Music's going to start at 5, and I want to thank all the guys, the bands, and the volunteers that are going to be here for that event. And we're really psyched and excited, and Mike and Kimba are going to be part of that. And we're probably going to be some other personalities in. Might even be some other musicians that jam with us. So thank you, and finish it up, Mike.
Bring your generous heart that night and your rock and roll spirit, right?
That's it.
Let's do it. Let's have a great event. Let's celebrate helping people because they need it, and we're going to make it fun doing it.
Give her a hug before we're done.
All right. I love
I'm going to hug it out.
But I am going to kick your ass.
Oh, I was just going to say, I'm going to smoke you at pool. You beat me to it. Some people lost absolutely everything they owned. It just got washed away, meaning their residence. Some places are just, if you've seen pictures of the Fort Myers Pier, it's gone. The concrete pilings are all that's left. And you could see the buildings around it when you see the before and after pictures. And that happened with a lot of houses. An entire community was gone, wiped out in the Fort Myers area. So we really do need your help. And you can help Neighbors for Neighbors by just making a monetary donation. But if you can make it out, if you're in the area and you can make it out Sunday, October 23rd, the music starts at 5, but we open up for business at 4, and you can come out. We'll have some stuff you can raffle or auction, give money that way and get yourself something in return. Or if you just want to donate, we'll take whatever you want to give us. No, really, we will. We hope to see you out there. And like I said, this is the first of a 2-parter because we're working on another benefit. And as soon as we get that together, I'll be back. Thank you for being one of Kimba's Herd. And thanks for listening to me, Kimba Radio Broadcast, Season 3, Episode 2. I Can Help.
This Kimba song